Bad Company 2 in 2022. If you never played Bad Company 2 in the 2010s, then let me help you. To sum it up, Bad Company was the opposite of what other Battlefield titles traditionally were. Meaning an uber-realistic first-person shooter, DICE basically took that realism and tossed it out the window to develop this wonderful masterpiece. Something that was very self-aware, and something that was also just making fun of Call of Duty every single turn it possibly could.
I should clear this with Braidwood.
No. He'll just send some special ops douchebags with pussy-ass heartbeat monitors on their guns instead of us.
To also sum up, the third game/franchise seems to be in something called development hell at the moment, but this isn't really what this video is about. So, how is Bad Company 2 in 2022? I know the PC community is pretty active, which is, typically PC games for some reason, like older ones, but since my gaming PC could barely play Toontown Online, I decided to play it on the Xbox 360 where I had all my progression, and I thought it'd be easier. Surprisingly, I was able to find lobbies, and I say surprisingly because for some reason I still can't find a game on games like Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops the one on the 360. I'm not saying you're going to have some extremely easy time finding populated lobbies. You'll either find lobbies with one player that you're up against, or you'll just be on the receiving end of a full team versus you and some other scrub, which kind of sucks because usually that scrub either has zero clue on how to defend an MCOM or has never picked up an Xbox 360 controller until the day they logged into the game. It's crazy how much fun this game is still, which partially could be nostalgia, but from just playing this game, it just feels like the developers actually took the time and care into just every single decision they made in the game, except, putting the Thompson into the game, which sort of feels like a cheat code more than anything else. Mainly because it's dead accurate and has an extremely high rate of fire. Also, I have one quick question. Why isn't Rush a thing anymore? Having played a bit of this in Bad Code 2, I feel like this is one of the most underrated modes in Battlefield in which it had to offer. Maybe it's because DICE has put a ton of emphasis on large-scale maps and engagements, but maybe it's worth making this mode a focal point in the next Battlefield game, just so that way you're competing with other titles like Halo or Call of Duty or whatever, because that's not what Bad Company or Battlefield used to be. It kind of used to be somewhat bigger maps with also still somewhat like tighter engagement. So I recommend going back to that. Also, surprisingly, Bad Company 2 still runs like it did in 2010. It's great to see a good amount of people still play this game, and as someone who follows a lot of the Call of Duty accounts, I do hope at some point the community does some sort of community day, as similar to what we've seen on Xbox, like with MW2 and MW3, where a bunch of people just kind of hop on for shits, and it ends up being a massive blast, just kind of reliving old moments in old days. I'd also like to point out the progression system just feels so simple and easy to follow, unlike recent Battlefield titles where it's not fully clear what is in each class, what weapons are available to unlock, like most of the DLC weapons seem to be. It's also one that should at least make a comeback at some point in time. With the addition of the maps just being incredible, they should at least at some point maybe be DLC editions just for memory's sake. I'm not a big nostalgia guy in newer games, but they don't do it very often. I think some of these maps should come back at the very least. Or you could just play them in the Portal, which, being honest, is nowhere near as good as just the original Bad Code 2, so you probably should just play that. But what did you think of Bad Company 2? Would you go back to play it? And here's a fun little question. Should they remaster Bad Company 2? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and well, bye. Eat Arby's.